Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today on How to Cook, we will be making my favorite pork katsu recipe. This recipe is a fan favorite and is super easy to make. It's crispy, juicy, and is one of my ultimate favorite comfort foods. Before we begin, check out the list of ingredients needed for today's recipe on the right side of your screen. I always start by getting my oil and pan ready. Pour enough oil into a large flat pan to fill the bottom. Should be about 1/4 inch of oil. Wait to heat up the oil until you have finished prepping your pork cutlets, since the oil should not take very long to heat up. For this recipe, you can use either pork loin, pork tenderloin, or boneless pork chops. Start with a 1/2 inch thick piece. Mine were a little bit thicker, about 1 inch, so I just split them in half. Once you have 1/2 inch thick pork pieces, take a piece of saran wrap or wax paper, lay it over the pork and meat, grab a meat tenderizer and flatten the meat until they are about 1/4 inch thick. Make sure the meat is evenly flattened for a consistent fry and cook. Once the pork is well tenderized and flattened, you'll want to prep your workstation, so grab 2 bowls, 1 large plate, and a cookie sheet. Crack 3 eggs into a large bowl and give it a good whisk. In another bowl, you'll want to measure out 1/2 cup of flour, and using a larger plate, or in my case, Tupperware, add your panko. Again, depending on the size of your pork cutlets, you might need more or less flour or panko, but again, as you kind of continue coating your pork cutlets, you can add additional panko or flour if needed. Once you have all the ingredients in front of you, you want to start flavoring your meat. So add a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides of the meat. I'm actually just using my favorite Weber steak seasoning. If you have that, grab some. It adds a little bit extra flavor. It has like garlic powder and stuff in it. So go ahead and do that. And then the next step is to now dredge and coat your pork cutlets. So start by dredging your pork cutlets in flour and then dipping the meat into the beaten eggs, and then finally pressing the breadcrumbs onto the pork. Make sure when you're coating your pork with the panko to press down the panko onto the pork. Repeat this process until all the pork cutlets have been coated. Once you have the pork cutlets prepped, heat up a large skillet with your oil. It should cover 1/2 of the pork. Once the oil is nice and hot, around 350 degrees, lay 1 or 2 pork cutlets in the hot oil. A good way to check if the oil is ready is to take some panko crumbs and drop it into the oil. It should be nice and bubbly, and when you're cooking the pork chops, it should get really nice and bubbly. You want to deep fry the pork cutlets until they're golden brown, about 5 to 7 minutes, turning them once or twice. Drain the cutlets on a paper towel and then cut the pork into bite-sized strips when you're ready to serve. I love serving pork katsu with a side of cabbage or salad, along with a bowl of rice. In terms of condiments, katsu sauce is super simple to make. It's only ketchup, Worcester sauce, sugar, soy sauce, and mirin. Or you can buy some katsu dipping sauce at your local grocery store in the Asian aisle. There you have it. Easy, simple pork katsu, one of my all-time favorite comfort foods. It's super crispy and easy to make. Make sure to eat this nice and hot out of the pan. The crispiness of it is amazing. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe and share. I'll be sharing new recipes in the coming weeks, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and happy cooking!